would you say if I told you things had never changed and we'll find a way to take our dreams and rearrange them? Who'd believe that we could be in love again? So let's just pretend that you and me can be just good friends.
There you go, Pin.
Oh, thank you.
You should have started without me.
Huh? Oh, no, I finished.
Finished? You haven't touched it.
I've had some.
Oh, yes. There's a boiled mushroom missing from that side of the plate.
I just don't feel like eating. Please don't go on about it.
Okay. Hey, don't forget it's Lenny and Angie's engagement party this Saturday.
What? Oh, yes.
I bought my present from us.
Good.
I got my pound of grapes.
Fine.
Look, instead of making our way separately to the party, you might as well come round the flat.
Okay.
For the weekend.
All right.
To a very special day.
What's so special about it?
Yeah, I suppose you're right, Pen. It's just an average sort of day. Get up in the morning, bit of breakfast, pop down to court, get divorced, go to lunch.
All right. So Graham and I were divorced this morning. That hardly makes it a special day, does it?
I thought you'd be happy.
I am happy. Blissfully happy.
Oh, yeah, I can see that now.
You haven't the faintest idea how I feel.
Of course I have.
All right, how?
What?
Tell me how I feel.
Well, blissfully happy.
I feel numb.
Yeah, blissfully happy and a bit numb.
That courtroom was more like an operating theatre. You're just wheeled in for a local anaesthetic. The solicitors mumble their ritual incantations. The judge puts his signature on a piece of paper, and that's it. A piece of your life is amputated.
People are eating, Pen.
It's just like having a bunion removed.
And that's exactly what happened, Pen. You had a bunion removed. Graham. The biggest bunion you're ever likely to meet.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, come on, Pen, after all you said about him.
We had our good times.
Name one.
Well, there's no need to push me into a corner, Vince. Just recently, he's gone out of his way to help me.
How's that?
Well, you know that the company have offered me the chance to do that management training course. I told you about it, didn't I?
Yeah, you told me about it.
Well, I found out yesterday that Graham was the one who recommended me. My boss and he are members of the same club. Well, I think that was a nice gesture, particularly as we were due to get divorced.
No, it wasn't, Pen. Let me just stop and think about it. This course would mean you'd have to go away. But don't you see, Graham wasn't trying to help your career. He was just trying to break us two up.
No, I think you're judging him too harshly.
It's not me judging him too harshly, Pen. It's you looking for excuses. You're too nice, Pen. That's your trouble. That guy used you like an emotional punch bag. You weren't married. You were just shadowboxing. Look at you now. Your emotions are doing the alley shuffle. Well, it's over now, Pen. You won. So just sit back and enjoy the victory.
I better drink this wine, then. I've got an interview with Harry Carpenter in a minute.
Well, you know what I mean, don't you?
Yes, I know what you mean. It's just that I found the whole thing such an anticlimax. I'd gone to the court prepared for a fight. I expected Graham to be his usual vindictive self, but he said nothing. There was just one moment, a split second, when our eyes met, and his lips seemed to move very slightly. May have been a smile. Could have been a silent burp. Or maybe he was trying to say something. I just don't know.
Well, if I was a gambling man, I'd plump with a burp.
No, I felt for him. I got the impression that he was hurt, but refusing to show it. I remember once that I saw a pigeon that had broken its wing, been hit by a car or something. It just sat on the edge of the pavement, unable to move, unable to fly. It just sat there, waiting for its fate, I suppose. And that's how Graham seemed today. It was as if I'd broken his wing and he was just waiting for, well, Whatever. Oh, look, I'm sorry. Vince?
Oh, absolutely, Pen.
Absolutely what?
Well, I agree.
I was just saying that once I saw a pigeon that had broken its wing, been run over.
Don't talk about that sort of thing, Pen. I squashed a hedgehog once. It was horrible. What do those things eat?
I really don't know. Vince, will you do something for me?
Name it.
Will you ask me to marry you?
Well, I asked you once before, and you laughed in my face.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Ask me again. Please.
All right. Penny?
Yes.
Will you marry me? Oh, good one, Pen. Good one. I didn't see that one coming.
I'm sorry. I just needed cheering up.
Yeah. I understand.
Thank you.
Well?
Sorry?
You haven't answered my question.
What?
Will you marry me?
Oh, what? You really meant it?
Yeah.
Oh, hell, this is a bit unexpected. Sorry.
Well, take your time.
Look, Vince, after what happened last time, I really don't
That was 1978, Pen, a long time ago. Things are different now. I've always felt that we were kind of meant for this, haven't you?
Yes.
So?
I'd like to think about it.
Fine.
I mean, I don't want to rush into something as important as this. You do understand.
Oh, yes, yes. How long do you think you'll need?
Well, I'm not sure, but as soon as I reach my decision, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you. Don't you forget now.
I won't. Try to be patient.
Of course. Cal.
I couldn't wear white. I'm a divorced woman, and Vince and well, I just couldn't wear white. I'd have to have a special wedding dress made. White with red polka dots.
Cheer up, darling. What is it? You seem to be preoccupied.
No, I'm fine, honestly.
Are you worried about this training scheme? Because if it's worrying you, don't do it.
No, it's not that.
Well, what is it? Is it the divorce?
Vince has proposed.
Who to?
Me!
Oh. I see.
Oh, Daddy, don't be like that. I haven't said yes, and even if I do, he's not as bad as certain people would have you believe.
Oh, no, it's not that, darling. I'm just wondering how I'm going to pay for it.
Oh, I see. Well, don't worry about that. If we do decide to get married, Vince and I can pay for it.
Oh, I'll pay for it. After all, I paid for all your other weddings.
Wedding? Whose wedding?
Well, Penny and Vincent's.
Vince has asked me to marry him.
I don't believe I'm hearing this. After what that beast did to you in 1978, and you're still considering it?
And that's all. I'm just considering it.
I don't think my blood pressure would stand the humiliation. It'll be your third wedding in 7 years.
I'm the last person to need reminding about that.
What are you trying to do? Break my heart or Elizabeth Taylor's record?
I've only actually been married once.
Yes, because the first time you were left at the altar by the man you're now proposing to marry.
All right, so he failed once. Isn't he allowed a second chance?
We're talking about marriage, Penelope, not the driving test.
Look, I think we should discuss the situation calmly.
Calmly? Do you think the rest of the family's going to take it calmly? Yet another present for Penny. Some of them have opened accounts at Argos.
Oh, God.
You've had more wedding presents than 7 brides for 7 brothers.
Look, I've not said I'm getting married. I'm merely thinking about it. It isn't an easy decision. My future hangs in the balance. I can either accept the company's offer, build a career, travel, have total fulfillment and enjoyment of life, or I can marry Vince.
And what are you going to do?
I haven't decided yet.
Norman, will you speak to her?
You do whatever you think best, darling.
Keep out of this, Norman. How can you give up a golden opportunity like this? I wish I could go and live abroad, don't you, Norman?
Yes, dear.
What can Vincent Pinner possibly offer you compared with seeing the world and having a future?
Silly little things like being with the person you most want to be with. Do you understand?
No. I mean, it's every young girl's dream.
Mummy, I'm not a young girl. I'll be 29 next birthday. You seem to think of me as some kind of female Peter Pan, a child trapped in an adult's body. I'll be 29 next birthday. After that comes 30. There are certain things I'd like in life, other than just travelling to companies in Europe. Things like, well, children. And I'd like to have them while I'm young enough to avoid all those special tests.
I understand what you're saying, darling. But in this day and age, you can do both. You can go on the training course, you can attain management level, and then adopt.
I think I'd rather try for my own if it's all the same with you.
Well, if it's children you wanted, why didn't you have some with Graham?
Now, this is getting rather personal, Daphne.
It just didn't work out for Graham and me. We tried a couple of times, but, well,
Oh, you've got to try harder than that. I simply do not understand how you can consider marrying an animal-like thing 2 days after divorcing the most wonderful man who ever walked into your life. Graham was everything you could want in a man. He was kind, considerate, and loving. I've never seen you so happy as when you were with him. And even when you had that silly nervous breakdown, what did Graham do? He took you off on holiday to that little town where he was born.
I didn't know you'd been to Bethlehem, darling.
Norman, if you can't say something sensible, then keep out of it. What kind of a future would you have with Thing? He's an idle, itinerant worker, drifting from job to job, always on the edge of legality. An ice cream vendor, second-hand car salesman, and now a bookie.
one day Vince will inherit the family business.
Oh, that's something to look forward to, isn't it? One day your husband will manage a few scrap metal yards.
No, he won't. He intends to sell them.
How much do you think you'll get for that?
Well, according to his father, at the last audit, they were valued at £2.5 million.
$2.5 million?
Yes.
Well, I've said everything I'm going to say. You must do as you think fit, darling. Norman, could I have a quiet word with you?
Right away, dear.
Hello, Pen.
Hi. Oh, hang this up for me, will you?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, God. Traffic's even worse tonight.
A drink?
I'd love a gin and tonic. Vince, do you mind if I ask you something?
What's that?
Why have you got a hairdryer hanging around your neck?
My lucky charm, Pen. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Fire away.
What are you doing here?
What am I... You invited me over for the weekend, remember?
Yeah, for the weekend, Pen. This is Friday.
Friday is the weekend.
I know, Pen. Saturday's the weekend.
Vincent, I finish work on a Friday evening. That, to me, is the weekend.
Well, I finish work on a Saturday evening. That, to me, is the weekend.
Oh, absolutely perfect. I'm a day early.
Never mind, Pen. Makes a change.
Well, I'm not driving all the way home now. It's absolute chaos out on those roads.
No problem. Stay here.
Oh, thank you. Going out, are we?
No.
Why the blazer and the tie and all the smellies?
We're not going out. I'm going out.
You mean you're going out and I've got to stay in the flat alone?
Yes, that seems to sum it up nicely, Pen.
Oh, well, that's just charming.
It's, Lenny's steak night.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Sorry. His stag night? But he's only getting engaged.
Well, you know him, Penny likes to celebrate every milestone. You'll be all right, won't you?
Oh, don't worry about me, Vince. I'm sure I'll find something to while away the hours. Most probably knit myself a shawl.
All right, Pen. I won't go.
I didn't really mean it.
Didn't you? Good.
Where are you going?
Only to the local pub. I don't know what it's called. It's over there somewhere.
Well, have a nice time.
I shouldn't think so, Pen. Just a few of us going. Lenny, me, Stan, Lawrence, a few of the others. It's probably be boring.
I'm sure you'll find something to amuse yourselves.
Maybe. Well, shouldn't be late. About 11 or just gone.
Well, don't worry about it. I'll see you when I see you.
Right. If you like, I could stop off at the Bamboo House and get us a takeaway. They do those special vegetarian dishes.
Lovely.
Get you a nice egg foo young.
Bye, then.
Right, well, bye. See you about 11ish.
Okay, enjoy yourself.
Right. Are you threatening me?
No, just get out of here, will you?
All right, Pen. See you about 11.
Bye.
Morning, Governor. Here's your papers.
What time's your watch say?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, so does mine. Cheers. She's not going to be too happy about this, and that's an odds-on, sir. And I've got to take away. 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, 6 o'clock in the morning. Think positive, Pinner. 6 o'clock in the morning is better than 7 o'clock in the morning. It's not as good as 11 o'clock last night, but... Tell her the truth. Where's her coat? The case has gone as well. Oh, Pinner, why'd you do these things? You're a fool to yourself. Wait a minute. I'll call her later. The car broke down. RAC worked on it all night. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Full.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Couldn't sleep, Pen. Well, might as well get up and do us a bit of breakfast, won't we? Disgusting. Ben. What happened? I got home from work and you're gone.
I just got bored sitting all alone in the flat, so I went home.
I see. Drink?
No, thanks.
Right, well, I'll just finish this and we'll go out to the party.
Vince, what time did you get home last night?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, let me see. Well, it must have been gone 12. I had a spot of butter with the car.
I sat up till 5:30 in the morning waiting for you. I hadn't been in bed long when you came in. 6 o'clock, wasn't it?
Well, like I said, Pen, it was gone 12. Lenny, not me, Lenny wanted to go to a nightclub. I didn't want to go. I said, Lenny, I don't want to go. But you're now insistent he can be, and I thought, well, it is his night.
Vince, all I'm trying to say is that I was worried. You should have let me know. I'm not concerned that you went to a nightclub. I'm glad you went. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Well, as it happens, I didn't. Still, never mind, eh? Right, shall we go?
Why did you take that girl home?
Who told you?
You just did.
Oh. See, this was all a bluff.
I suppose you could call it that.
It's not what you're thinking, Pen. I can explain.
I just bet you can, Vince.
And when you ever going to learn to trust me?
Trust you? You spend the night... Just forget it, Vince. It doesn't matter anymore.
Well, why didn't you mention it this morning?
I was still trying to pretend it hadn't happened.
What do you mean?
I lie to myself. It's an art I've perfected over the years, a kind of self-preservation technique. I used to be able to convince myself of virtually anything. Day was night, black was white. You were telling the truth. Anything. But since my divorce, it doesn't seem to be working so well.
What's your divorce got to do with it?
I suddenly realized that for the first time in I don't know how long, I'm free.
Yeah, but cheer up, Pen. Not for long.
Sorry?
Well, we're getting married soon, aren't we? Well, all right. Well, there's no rush. No hurry.
Vincent, we're not getting married in the near or distant future. We're not getting married, full stop.
What are you trying to say, Pen?
I'm trying to say that I'm not marrying you. I've reached my decision, and the answer is no.
Come on, Pen. I've told everyone now.
You had no right to tell them, did you? You'll just have to untell them.
How do I do that?
Oh, it's easy, Vince. I had to do it once, remember?
Oh, I see what this is all about now. This is just revenge.
No, it isn't revenge. If I'd wanted revenge, I'd have married you.
Well, tell me why.
Because you are a thoughtless, insensitive, selfish, worthless, faithless bastard, that's why.
Is that the only reason?
No. I don't love you.
Oh.
No. No, that's not true. Not entirely true.
Look, come on, Pen. Something's bothering you, I can tell.
It's just that things are different this time. Something's missing.
What do you mean, something's missing?
I mean, something's missing. That's what I mean.
Well, what is this thing that's missing?
I don't know, but whatever it isn't there anymore.
Oh, I don't believe this.
Please, don't, Vince.
I'm sorry, Pen, I don't understand.
Last night, while I was waiting for you in the flat, I found all the old love letters that I'd written to you years ago. I didn't think you'd kept them.
Of course I did, Pen. Did you keep mine?
Yes. It's in my jewelry box. I read those letters over and over again. Every line, every word, every semicolon. And then I had the strangest feeling, although it was my handwriting, my address, my name, I didn't write them.
What, you mean you got a friend too?
No. No, I wrote them, but it was the me then, not the me now. Do you see what I mean?
Absolutely.
Vince, there's no one else.
Of course there isn't, Pen.
No, I mean there's no one else in my life.
Oh, I know that, Pen.
Well, actually, that's not entirely true. There is someone else.
Who?
Me.
Pen, what are you talking about?
For most of my adult life, I have been part of or belonged to another person. First it was my mother, then you, then Graham, now you again. I think like a couple, I call myself us. For the last 10 years, I've done nothing but think and care about other people. And how do they repay me? Graham sees me as a disloyal char lady. To you, I'm just another ornament for your flat. And my mother thinks I'm Bonnie Langford. Well, from now on, I put myself first. I look after number one.
Well, don't start getting selfish, Pen.
Oh, you.
I take it we're not going to the party, then?
Yes. Well, I'm not, at least.
I don't think I'll bother either. Well, I suppose I can tell you now.
Tell me what?
About last night.
I don't want to hear anything about it.
Then will you listen to me, please? Yes, I drove a girl home last night. But there were 3 people in that car. Me driving, and Lenny and the girl in the back.
Lenny took her home?
From 2:30 till 5:30, I was sat in my car outside a hotel in Victoria, waiting for Lenny.
God, how could he?
Beats me.
But he was getting engaged the following day.
I know. I couldn't just drive off and leave him in the middle of London. It's a dangerous place to be in the early hours, Pen.
Why didn't you tell me about this earlier?
Well, it's not the kind of thing you go spreading around when you're on a way to a guy's engagement party, is it?
Well, why didn't you call me?
Well, I tried to, but all the phone boxes have been vandalized.
I see. Fine.
Is it all better now? Why not?
Because something's missing.
Oh, we're not back to that again. What is this thing?
I can't put a word to it.
Well, what does it look like?
Don't make me cry, you fat rat.
Oh, describe it to me, Pen. I might be able to pick one up at Uniparts.
All right. I'll describe it to you. It's a bit like looking forward rather than back. It's a bit like believing that you're someone. And it's a lot like needing. Really needing. That's what's missing.
Pen, do you love me? Well, isn't that enough?
Not anymore.
All right. Let's forget about the wedding. We'll carry on as before.
It's no good, Vince. It's been said.
Well, let's pretend it hasn't been said.
I just want to finish it, please.
No, I'm not just going to let you walk away because something stupid's missing. I'll come round your house every night. I'll phone your office every day.
I won't be there, I've told you. I'm going away on that course.
What do you mean you're going away? You're going abroad?
Europe.
Well, Europe's abroad.
Britain's in Europe now.
Oh, so you're staying in Britain?
No, I'm going abroad. Brussels or Paris, I'm not sure yet.
Suppose you're open for Brussels being a vegetarian?
No, I prefer Paris. It's nearer to home. Well, this is the first day of the rest of my life. What a bloody rotten start.
Look, wait a minute, Pen. Look, I can change. I'm trying hard. I mean, I hardly drink anymore. Well, I hardly drink any less either. Let's talk about it.
There's no point. I've made up my mind. I'm going. And don't look at me like that. You remind me of Bambi.
Well, I feel like Bambi. That poor little sod got left as well.
Come on. I know you. In a couple of days, you'll meet another girl who'll cheer you up, shall we say?
Won't be you, though, Pen. She won't look at me with your eyes. She won't kick me in the shins when I am nowhere. She won't put semicolons in her love letters. I never meet anyone else in all the world who puts semicolons in their love letters. Well, look. At least could we meet from time to time?
It'll only make things worse.
I'll come over and visit you.
Don't.
I'll start smoking again.
Vince!
Look, I'll phone you. Let me be your pen pal.
Please, don't do this to me.
I love you, Pen.
Shut up. Let me walk away. Oh, be fair, Vince. I've never done anything to hurt you.
Tell my shin that. Pen? Do you remember that film we drove all the way over to Hampstead to see?
Which film?
It was that French rubbish you wanted to see. It's about a penniless artist and a girl who was his model. Then he went to Paris to make his fortune and she got tuberculosis.
Oh, yes, you mean Couleur de Rose.
Yeah, that was her name. Well, do you remember the promise they made to each other as they parted?
Yes. No. What?
Well, they agreed to meet one year from that day on the top of Eiffel Tower. Well, don't you see, Pen? You'll be in Paris.
We'd never make it, Vince.
Yes, we would. They did.
They didn't. Don't you remember the end? She died in the lift on the way up and he threw himself off the top. You laughed.
Well, it's only a film, Pen.
Listen, Vince. You know when you go to the cinema and you arrive in the middle of the main film? So you see it through to the end, and then you watch the commercials and a travelogue. And then the main film starts again. Well, there comes a point where you've seen it all before. That's how I feel. This is where I came in.
And this is where you get out.
Before the last bus goes. I'll phone you sometime. Goodbye.